Hi Fidos, this is the Micro Man, and as many of you know, I've got this passion for planks, and I get a lot of questions about planks and how to do them and what are some of my techniques. I've got a lot of long planks. I've got a few 5-minute planks. My longest is a 6-minute steady plank. I also do over 60 minutes a month. Last month I did 130 minutes. And I also did the 60 minutes in one day last month as part of the plank-aholic. So I thought I'd do a little video and give everybody an idea of planks. Planks are great for your abs. They work your lower back, and they're good for your glutes and shoulders. Okay? I've got my plank area set up here. I've got a pad. This is a concrete floor. I want a little bit softer surface for my hands and my elbows, and as you'll see, we'll move the pad around. You can do this on carpeted floor, you can do it on a pad at the gym, wherever. That's one of the nice things about planks, is you can do them anywhere you got a spot where you can get prone on the floor. Okay? One of the first things I'm going to show you is just the basic plank that I do. One of the things that I do a lot of, and I do most of my planks that are over a minute, almost all of them are over a minute, if not 2-3 minutes. Usually when I'm doing a set of planks. If they're under 3 minutes, I'll do this once. If they're over, I'll do it every minute. And what we're going to do is we're going to start out in our elbows position on the floor, and then we're going to move, okay? I've got here along with me, I've got my Kindle Fire, which is my timer. I also, if I want to listen to music, I've got music on here. I can get at my music. Sometimes I'll even plank and watch TV. Okay, so we're going to start out with this simple plank, and I'm going to reach up, start my timer, and get in the plank position. And in the plank position, what you want to make sure is that your back and your butt and your legs are is pretty much in a straight line. Sometimes it's hard to tell. You can be a little bit up or a little bit down. It's hard to tell unless you've got a mirror next to you. And what I'll do is I'll basically start out in this position and go for, say, if I'm doing a minute plank or 2-minute plank, I'll do this for 60 seconds. And then when I'm halfway through, I move up to the push-up position. And I get to this position here, and I hold this plank again. And what this does is it changes the angle of the plank, it changes the weight distribution, it changes the stress on our muscles and our arms and hands, and it allows us to do longer planks. And what I like to do if I'm doing something over 3 minutes, I'll change positions every minute. I'll go right back down to this position, and then after another minute I'll go back up. So in the course of my 6-minute plank, I did that 3 different times. We're done, stop our timer, and you'll find pretty quickly in 60 seconds bang out a 1-minute plank. The next thing we're going to do is a little bit more advanced plank. We're going to do some one-legged planks. And what's nice about one-legged planks, you want to get a little bit more work for your glutes, tighten up that butt. One-legged planks work really well for that. We're going to get in a standard plank position and try to keep our back straight. It's hard because what you want to do is raise your butt. I have a tendency to do that and get my butt a little bit high on these. But the effect on your glutes and your abs is pretty much the same if you don't get your butt too far up in the air. So we're going to get back to our plank position. We'll, always start my timer, get in, and then keep that one leg up in the air. And we'll do that. And on a normal one-legged plank, I'll maybe do that for 15 to 30 seconds, and then I switch legs. And I hold the other leg up. And I hold that for 15 or 30 seconds. And then we go along. And then when you hit that time again, you can get back up. You can actually switch positions. Make sure you keep your arms underneath your shoulders. And when you get to the end of your plank, you're basically back and forth with one-leg planks. Remember, on Fido to track them as one-leg planks. They're pretty much double the points as a dual-leg plank. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is an advanced plank that I learned in my group core class, which is kind of fun. This helps work not only your abs, but it also works your glutes and your legs, and it gives you a little bit of movement, which is really kind of neat, and gives you more work in the plank. We're going to take this 1 pound or 10 pound weight plate, and wrap it in a towel. And you really need a smooth surface to do this, because what we're going to do is we're going to have this wrapped in a towel so it will slide. We want to be able to slide easily here. We're going to place it down here. It's an old 10-pound weight plate from 20 years ago that I had laying around. And then we get down here in about where my feet are going to be. And then I'm going to get in a standard plank position. Now to do this is we do this basically in the push-up position. This is really a hard plank to do down on your elbows. So I recommend you do it in the push-up position. We're going to get in, of course, you get one foot on that plate, start our timer, get our other foot on, and then we're in the standard plank position. What we're going to do is we're going to slowly pull that weight plate in, bend our knees so it's up underneath us. Okay, and then we're going to slowly push it back. The towel's coming off. We're going to slowly bring it forward and slowly push it back. You notice my knees don't touch. I keep holding the plank position as straight as possible and go back and forth. You may want to do that 2 or 3 times. Some even 4 times. Take 30 to 40 seconds. And then when you're done, just hold a standard plank with your feet still on it for another 20 seconds, and there's your minute plank. You can put some variation in it with your feet on it when you're not moving them back and forth by going back down to your elbows and back up. You can make combinations of all these planks. Another fun one to do the weight plate, especially on a smooth floor. Move my pad over, and I'm going to bring this up here. What I'm going to do is we're going to set this up. We're going to have one hand on the pad, and I'm going to have one hand on my weight plate. And the idea of this plate is we're essentially going to do a one-arm plank. I'm going to do it on my right arm, and then I'm going to move the plate with my left arm. To do this properly, you want to get a wide stance with your feet so that you've got a wide, stable base, because you're only going to be on 3 points on the ground, one hand and 2 feet, essentially, while you're working with your other hand. In this case, it will be my left hand. So again, we're going to get up in the start our timer, get in the plank position, nice wide base. Okay, hold that plank straight, push it out to the side, the weight, pull it back in. Push it out in front of us, pull it back in. Push it out to the side, pull it back in. Push it out in front of us, pull it back in. You can continue to do that, again, 3 or 4 times. Maybe you do that for an entire minute. You can rest like I am with both hands and go back and do it. Do that for 1 set. Stop, rest, stop your timer, change sides. This particular plank is hard to change sides with. It would be even harder for me with this pad here because I'd have to take the pad out. Don't feel like it tonight. Okay, we're going to get rid of this. We're going to do another plank that's real similar. I've got 3 small dumbbells here. Then we'll move my pad back to center because I can do this one in the center. I'm going to start with my dumbbells straight underneath me. Okay? And these are just some dumbbells we've got laying around the house. They can be 5 pound, 8 pound, whatever. Working with the 5 pound ones are probably good. You can also do this with like a 5 pound weight plate, 3 or 4 weight plates. And what's really neat about those is you can stack them. And we're going to basically do the same thing, and we're going to move the weights. Again, we're going to get a nice stable base, get our feet out to the side. We've got these directly underneath us to start out with. And so we start our timer, get out, nice wide base, and basically get our one arm, put them out to the side. Then we're going to bring them back. Okay? And then we can switch sides. We can take them out to the side and the other side. Work both arms equally. And then bring them back. Careful that they don't roll out of your reach. And you continue to do that back and forth until you've accomplished your entire plank. Now, that just little movement there took 30 seconds. Do that twice, there's a minute plank. You've done some one-arm planks, and you've also gotten some work moving the weights around. Helps build more core strength, glute strength, shoulder strength, and it gives you some flexibility. You start to get balance, work in, and lots of good things that go with that. Last plank I'm going to show you is a fun little plank. It can be a lot of work depending on how heavy a dumbbell is. I got an 8-pound dumbbell here. This is the biggest one I could find at the moment. I thought it would work just right for this. What we're going to do is a plank and tricep extensions. Let's work it all. Let's build everything up. And remember, you can do all these right in your living room, any place that you've got enough room to just get out prone in a push-up position to do your planking. You can get a lot of work this way and really work your core and work some other parts of your body. So I'm going to start the weight right here underneath me again. I'm going to get ready and I'm going to go ahead, start my timer, and get in my plank position. Again, a wide base is essential. So now we're going to take this 8-pound weight plate, we're going to put it here, and we're going to do tricep extensions. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to set it in the middle, and we're going to switch sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you can go back and forth both sides until you've established the full length of your intended plank. One of the things that you should do is work that dumbbell weight up, keep working it up so you do work your triceps. You don't want to get it too high. It's hard to do extremely heavy weights like this because of a balance issue, but the more weight you've got, the better your balance will get, the stronger your triceps get. It's an overall workout. You're starting to work more parts of your body besides your abs during your planking. You go ahead and you do that, and we do all sorts of planking. One of the things that you can do also with planking besides just side planks, a lot of people do side planks. I don't do a lot of side planks because of shoulder issues, but one of the things that we can do is, don't be afraid to add things. Maybe you move your weights, maybe you start things around. Don't be afraid to move up and down a lot. You can do planks where you're just doing up and down movements constantly. Back and forth, back and forth. Get your legs up, do all sorts of things. And this is a way that you get working up long planks. Every time you plank, add 10 seconds to your first plank. You'll build up and you'll find all of a sudden after 6 times of planking, now you've added a minute to your longest plank. And when you're done sometimes, you can just simply do some push-ups to finish out your planks. That's my planking video. In case you're wondering, in all this messing around, I ended up with 4 minutes worth of planks. Not bad. One of the things that doing all these things do is it takes your mind off how long your planks really are. You end up going longer than you thought you were going to because you're not sitting there watching the clock hoping it hurries up and gets over. Planks, great for your abs, great for your glutes, strong lower back, strong shoulders, and if you add some of these other ancillary activities, you can help strengthen your triceps and your upper back muscles also. So, to everybody out there, I hope this helps with your planking. Plank on Fidos, and see ya on Fitocracy.